Yes, ma'am. They're putting orders in, or you have a lot of that. Okay, Joey just to get out the room. There we go. Get out of the chart. Joey's got the orders. She just can't sign it. It's right here. Okay. All right. All right, tell her to sign them. Go for it, Fred.
Okay, you guys. This is my first, like, you know, where I'm like, I'm showing my face or something. Not my first time, but like, you know, I'm talking about something. But anyway, so bear with me. But I had to come. I keep looking at her because she's trying to go to sleep. So I need to know if my voice volume is affecting that or not. Are you good? Okay. Anyway, so if she acts up, then I'll give her the boobie. I'm just one stand. I'm waiting. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give it to her. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, now she's eating. Now my hair, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm comfortable. Okay, so I'm gonna do it later, but it's kind of hard with, you know. Anyway, so I gotta tell you this birth story of mine. Mind you, this is my fourth kid, and I have not been able to capture my other three children. You know, as far as capture their birth on recording. They were all born in California, and I just always was told they don't let you record. If they do, I don't know. But this one was born in Florida, and that's allowed. So my cousin recorded it for me. Anyway, I'm gonna put little snippets of it because I was wilding. Okay, It was painful. So I'm gonna tell you my birth story. Okay. Oh, 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 oh,
She has an IV and we have a bolus going now. Blood pressure. The only thing I understand is do not pull this IV out. It's going to be our only way that we're going to be able to get you an epidural, okay? So just watch this arm right here with you. Oh, the physician's not available for the C-section because the sun's not out yet on that patient that you're delivering now, just FYI. But yeah, if you could come up and just take a look, that would be great. Thank you. Bye.
So I moved to Florida about, I don't know, 2 months before I was due, because my family that I grew up with left California years ago, and they have since landed in Florida. So I wanted to have the experience of birthing one of my children with a family that I grew up with, and just to get some assistance with my pregnancy and things like that. Dad is in California. He stayed. I came to Florida to spend time with my family and embrace this pregnancy, and then I'm going back home in a little bit. But anyway, it was nice to get the support. I didn't know that all that was showing. It was nice to get the support from my family. So anyway, so my aunt had this great idea that I come to her house the weekend before my due date. I was due on the 10th of May, and I came to her house for the weekend. I think it was like the 4th. Friday was the 4th. Saturday was the 5th. No, that's wrong. Friday was the 5th. Saturday was the 6th. Okay. So, okay, great idea, because I don't have a car while I'm out here. My family has been supporting me, like taking me to my doctor's appointments. Anyway, so I go over there, right? And nothing's happening. Now I had Braxton Hicks for a long time, like weeks. And then like I'd have these bouts of contractions, and they would be sporadic, 14 minutes apart, 7 minutes apart, 3 minutes apart, for however long. It would just wild. It would happen some nights it wouldn't. So I had already been checked at. Let's see, I had to get a cerclage at 23 weeks because my cervix was acting wonky. Like it didn't want to hold the baby, so I had to get a stitch. Okay, so I got that stitch and I got it removed at 36 weeks. I went back to the doctor a week later at 37 weeks to just be checked, and I was 3 centimeters, 40% effaced. Okay, so that was to me, okay, that's pretty good. So I'm thinking, okay, it's no, and once you get a cerclage taken out, your cervix is like, what you want me to do? That didn't happen. My cervix was like, okay, well, we game. You took it out. I'm still good. So I'm like, oh, I'm expecting the baby to come like that night when I get the cerclage taken out. No, no, she didn't. So I'm growing impatient because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm finna have this baby. Doesn't happen. 39, 2 weeks later, I'm 39 weeks. Like, what in the world? Like, I go get checked. They like, yeah. I got checked at my 39th week appointment. Um, and I was 4 centimeters and 70% effaced. I'm like, oh, that's big. So, I feel like my hair look crazy, but it's cool. So, what happened after that? Um, anyway, my aunt, had known that I was kind of, for the whole 2 weeks that I had told my family, be on alert because they're going to have to pick me up. Be on alert. I told my cousin Paris, I told my aunt, I told my cousin Key, I told my cousin Mark, I told, I don't even remember. I think that's it. Hope I'm not missing nobody. To be on alert, if you got to come pick me up because I knew that my labor would progress quickly because I had the issue with my cervix, and this is my fourth child. And the more kids you have, the quicker your labors are. If you didn't know. So anyway, um, so I go over there. Mom's like, okay, come over to my house. I think I was 39 weeks and 3 days or something like that when I went to her house. So we thinking the same night that I get there, nothing happens, right? So I'm on Google and it mentioned, nipple stimulation. I don't know what I could say on YouTube. So that's supposed to, bring on contractions because I was losing my mucus plug consistently for like days. I'm talking about large amounts. So I guess it was what is it called? What is it called? Regenerate. Is that regenerating? Yeah, whatever. I'll be having brain farts. But yeah. But I kept losing. I mean, a lot. So I'm calling my aunt and my cousin like, hey, man, I'm keep losing. What the heck? I ain't used to that. I lose it once. But this was consistent. So anyway, we think it's something really going to happen. Nothing happens, right? So I do the little nipple stimulation because it said if I want my contractions to kick in, try that. So I'm like, okay, let me try that. It was early in the morning on the 6th of May, the day she was born. So I tried that. I ain't gonna go into detail. I'm just gonna tell you that. Okay, and then boop, something happened, right? So I'm laying in the bed. It's like 6:30 a.m., 7 or something in the morning, and I'm relaxing. Mind you, I'm at my aunt's house in her guest room, and then I feel like how do I I don't know if you ever felt like your joints pop. I don't know how to describe this feeling. Like 3 clicks or pops, boom, 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 like in my, right? What the hell? And I feel pain. So I'm like, oof. I had like these contractions coming strangely. Some was painful, some wasn't. So I'm like, it's a little more painful. And then the next one happened. And I'm like, oh, this hurt. So I called my cousin on the phone, like, I need you to come in here. So my cousin keep coming in. She like, you all right? I'm like, I think it's time. She like, yeah, let's go. So 10 minutes. Took us 10 minutes to get in the car. Mind you, they strong at this point. Once we get to the car, they strong. I'm crying. Tell my cousin I'm scared. My aunt get in the car. My daughter get in the car. And my cousin Key get in the car. And we start driving. We had to go over a bridge. I'm thinking my aunt, everybody, my aunt got a towel in the car. She thinking we gonna deliver this baby. Thank God we didn't. We make it to the hospital in about 20 minutes. Now, these contractions initially was 5 minutes apart. I think they started at 7. 5 minutes later was 5 minutes apart. 10 minutes later was 2 minutes apart. So by the time I got to the hospital, they were 2 minutes apart. She's asleep. So anyway, what happened after that? Y'all, my brain be tripping. Be having be thinking about too much. Anyway, so we get to the hospital. They come out with a wheelchair. Put me in a wheelchair. I'm in excruciating pain at this point. Like, oh, terrible. So anyway, they wheel me up there. They ask me questions. I go to the triage, and I'm between 8 and 9 centimeters. So in 20 minutes, I, went 14 centimeters more. Okay, so it was excruciating. I like epidurals, and I think the most I got to was 6 centimeters before I got one or something like that, and that was too much. So I'm not a fan of pain. I don't pay for it. I got 2 tattoos. He's right here, and they hurt to me. I don't like pain. Okay, so anyway, if I can get some epidural, I'm gonna get it. So I'm like, I need the epidural. And then they're like, okay, they gotta do their job. But I'm like, I need the epidural. So they get me upstairs. As soon as she checked me, she's like, okay, get her a room. So we get upstairs. I'm in pain. I should put a little. I think I put a little snippet right here.
That's what we got this
It fell off. Anyway, so, oops. So I'm in pain. I mean, I'm tripping. If I put enough of this snippet in, you'll see. I'm tripping. So anyway, I tell them, oh man, somebody call me. Dang. So anyway, I tell them, we get to the delivery room, and I'm like, I need the epidural now. I'm tripping. So they so sweet. They get the anesthesiologist in there. He real sweet, real cool. He like, look, I'm gonna give. I'm trying. Like, I'm gonna rush you, but I need you to be real still. Now I'm still between 8 and 9 centimeters. She had checked me about 3 times. She's like, okay, you still 8 9 centimeters or whatever. So I feel like pushing a lot, but I know that's kind of that happens or whatever. So anyway, what happened after that? So he sent me, you got to sit up for the epidural, and the nurse is in front of me, and I'm trying to lay my head on her shoulder, okay, to focus. But mind you, I'm in excruciating pain. So I'm excited though. Please give me this epidural. I didn't even think I was gonna be able to get it because I was so far along. And so he puts the needle in, puts the catheter in. You can feel all that. It's a lot of pressure more than it is pain. It's more pressure to me. Now, all this whole time, I'm having these close contractions that are excruciating. So I am trying my best to control myself. Because I don't want to get, what is it? They tell you get paralyzed or something. And my aunt is sitting there because she ain't familiar with them. She didn't have epidurals. She's seen them. It's not like she don't know what they are. But she had 4 children and did not have pain medication. That wasn't something that they just gave, so willy-nilly like they do now. So anyway, she's like, don't move, and I'm like, trying not to, but as soon as I feel him, I don't feel pressure or pain. I'm standing up or adjusting because I'm having a contraction, and until the contraction comes, or during the contraction, or until he stops, I'm trying to like fight. I'm talking about the grace of God. The only thing that kept me still was God, because the pain was insane. I don't know how I focused myself so heavy to do that. It's only God. I'm sorry. It's only God. So I don't know. I can't, I'm trying. I had like 2 contractions or 3 while I was getting epidural. By the third one, I stood up after he stopped doing stuff. Mind you, I didn't get the medicine. I just got the catheter and the needle. He put the tape on. As soon as he put the tape on, I stood up and pushed, and her head popped out. Right. So I'm standing next to the bed. The anesthesiologist on the side of the bed. The nurse is in front of me, and her head pops out. So I'm like, she's come. She's out. So the nurse is trying to get me to sit down, but I'm too afraid to sit because her head is hanging out. I swear, her head is hanging out, the whole head. So I fall back, not like, you know, like it wasn't a hard fall. The bed is right there. So instead of sitting down, I kind of fall back, but not hard. So my head is leaning off the other side of the my head is leaning off the other side of the bed where the anesthesiologist is. So he's holding me up from mid back to head. The nurse is at my knees, and he's like, "You need to turn." But I was in so much pressure and pain. I'm trying to focus before I turn. So he's like, "I need you to turn. You're hanging off the bed." So I turn my body to the left, and she pops out, almost like a movie. I felt it because it just shot out, like almost like a movie, like shot out, and the nurse caught her, and I'm relieved. And she set her on my chest. I didn't get the video. My cousin who was recording, they had to step out for the epidural. They make only one person be in the room for the epidural. I guess so you don't get distracted because you're not supposed to move. So she was recording. She took her phone and expected to catch the pushing, not to come, and the baby was already out. So anyway, that was the craziest mess. Like, I hope I'm telling like all of, because from what I remember my experience. Let me see. Today is I think the 22nd, and she's been here for 16 days. So it's slightly foggy, but I remember as much as I could. But it was really like an interesting situation. Like, it was crazy. I didn't expect it. Um, but I'm proud of myself because I didn't think that I could ever withstand that pain. I mean, I didn't think I could ever. My first child, I had an epidural that didn't work, but I don't know, was it the same level of pain? Like, I guess to some extent it's mental, but it is excruciating pain. But it when they gave me the epidural, even though it did not work, it did help me mentally, but the pain still was there. So once I realized the pain was not changing, then it was time to react the same level as before I got my epidural. You kind of sit there and wait, okay, when's the medicine going to work? So you could be a little more patient with your response, your pain response. But once it's not helping, it's like, okay, I'm going to go back to 10. So yeah, that's how that worked. So I ended up getting a Demerol shot before I needed to push with my first daughter, but it wasn't as excruciating as my last child. Like, that pain was insane. And anybody or any woman who has done that voluntarily, if I form like a superhero team, I'm gonna need you to be on it. Cause I ain't gonna lie. That's mutation. You gotta be a mutant. You gotta be an X-Men. You gotta be an Avenger. You gotta be like, yeah, oh yeah, by choice, yeah, absolutely, yeah, of course I no. So that's my birth story. Well, I want to show you her, but she still has the boobie out. But anyway, I'll just show a little bit. That's Miss Soraya. Miss Soraya's birth story. Oh, and it was 10 minutes to the car from the first contraction, 10 minutes to the car, 20 minutes to the hospital. From triage, from the arrival to the hospital to her delivery was 30 minutes. So that whole experience took an hour. From the first contraction to her coming out took 1 hour. Insane. My child before that was from 8:30 was my first contraction. He came at 12:32 at midnight. So 4 hours. So it's getting shorter and shorter, even though this is probably my last. But anyway, I hope I wasn't rambling too much. I hope you guys, I can over explain a lot. But I hope that anybody who wasn't able to witness my birth, that's, family or a friend or just anybody who subscribes to me. I don't have the biggest subscriber count, and I don't care. I just want this for, my family to see or share recipes just for people because why not? But anyway, why did I say that? I got the hormonal brain farts or something. Anyway, I said that for a reason. Rewind it. You can complete that conclusion. But I thank you guys for listening. I hope it's not too long. I'm going to do my best to edit it so it's not crazy. And maybe next time I come on here, I'll do my hair. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for listening if you made it this far. And if you don't or not subscribed and you want a couple recipes real quick, or some of you want me to make some more videos like these or whatever, come on here and tell me, whatever. Share something with me. I don't care, But anyway, thank you guys and bye.
What's her name? Baby.
I don't want to lay down no more. Please. Please. I just want to get out the pain. Please. Please.
She is quiet and peaceful at the moment.